Welcome back. In the next minutes, we're gonna discuss the many aspects of text fields in an Android app. Right from the start, I have to say that I'm not in love with the suggested designs from the official guide. I think these fields look somewhat dated and clunky. Funny enough, they've updated the style since I recorded this lecture, but still the new version seems a bit disappointing in my view. Now, having said that, let's study the components of a text field, and we're gonna talk about styling at the end. Now, any field must have a label, a place where the user can type, and then an indicator that signifies its active state. Sometimes we can add a hint or an icon that describes the field. That's usually placed to the left. Now, another thing, you could place an icon on the right side for various actions, such as a microphone, for example, for the voice input, or a drop-down indicator. Now, all of this requires a height of at least 100 pixels, but this varies depending on your styling. The rectangle is called an activation indicator and it has two states: inactive with a height of 2 pixels, usually dark gray, and active, 4 pixels tall with a vivid bright color. Now, the label in general is displayed in the place where the user is supposed to type. When the field is tapped, when you click it, when it's active, the label moves up and it shrinks, so it makes room for the user to type some things. Now, in case there's an error, there are 3 things that light up: the label, the hint area, and the warning icon on the right side. Even if there are no helpful hints displayed, the error is always shown underneath the field. More than that, what the user types is never highlighted in red or any other warning color. Now, let's move towards styling. Your colors are essential because they convey meaning. For example, if your activation field is displayed in a washed out gray, the user might think that this is a disabled field. The same thing applies to the label. So you really have to carefully consider how light you want your gray to be. You might not consider this a problem, but most design galleries are filled with apps that really have loads and loads of very light grays. And I stress the fact that these are concepts because real apps don't actually look like that. Again, you might seem cool on Dribbble or Behance, you might get likes, but that very light gray doesn't mean that it follows all the standards that we have for app designing. Now, continuing on this path, the text field should never look like a button or a banner. The good folks at Google try to set things up by encapsulating these fields in a rectangle, right? But again, I'm not in love with it. I can honestly say that this is probably a terrible choice, all things considered. It's functional, it's clear, but it's not pleasing to look at. What I propose is you search all the corners of the web and find beautiful looking forms that inspire you. For example, in my latest app, I went with an off-white rectangle that features a slightly darker stroke, a washed out hint, and a label above it. Now, I'm still playing with it because that ever-present danger is here that it might look disabled. Overall, I'm gonna play with it some more, but again, don't use the official guide if you're not in love with it for that specific case. Now, here's another one that stood out. For iOS apps, but I really don't care about it. This looks interesting. It's intuitive, so why not use it, right? This is the type of approach that I want you to have. If it looks nice, use it. Here's another one, this time from the web. As you can see, it's all in the slightest, smallest details. This requires a keen eye and patience. You design, you check it on your phone at various brightness levels, and you chip away, you work at it until you're happy. There's no magic color code that I can share with you. It's a matter of finesse, good spacing, and excellent color choices. But the thing that makes the biggest difference is context. You see, the examples from Google are soulless because they don't have any identity. They're not a part of a bigger picture, of a bigger app, so there's no soul, there's no passion, right? You don't see what they're attached to. So what we see in design galleries are snippets for potential apps that have huge personality. When you break it down, it's just a line with a couple of text layers attached to it. What makes it special is the designer's attention to detail and his respect for the overall vibe of the app, the entire personality, the entire atmosphere, whatever you want to call it. So what we're gonna do is we'll design a few forms in this course where I'm gonna address this point in depth. But the main takeaway from this lecture is to get inspiration from absolutely everywhere on the web, because forms are the point of conversion and they don't exist without any text fields. Registration, checkout, and other essential points inside any app heavily rely on text fields. So please, take your time with them and make them an integral part of your app. So let's practice. Please take a moment and create 3 different screens with a different type of text field design. Now again, there's no context here, you have to make it. I'd like to see at least 3 fields per screen, but what's important is you try out different sizes, arrangements, layouts, and colors. If you've ever watched my courses, you know that I'm a fan of certain color codes, but for this exercise, I'm not gonna give you anything. Try it all by yourself. When you're done, post your work in the comments section and I'm gonna review them. Thank you so much and I look forward to it.